All right, everybody, before we get into repairing our wedges, I just want to say hi to a subscriber, Travis Culver. Appreciate you always tuning in, buddy. You're one of the first people to always leave a comments. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, Travis. Today's shout out goes to you. So anyways, let's hop in the shed and get right to it. All right, here we go. We're hopping back in our work shed here. This is what we have to work with. These are splitting wedges. These are you put in the log and you pound with the sledgehammer or whatever it may be, and they split said wood. But as you can see here, after a while, after pounding and pounding and pounding, they start to mushroom on the edges here, and pieces actually can break off, and that's really dangerous because you're hitting this with some force. So I'm going to bring you guys over to the grinder, and we're going to show you how to clean these up, and then after that we're going to move on to the plastic wedges. As you can see, these are disposable, but you can get some life out of these. These can last you a long time. As you can see, this one's banana peeled, and the edges are starting to flake. So I'll show you. We're going to start with the metal wedges first, and then we're going to move on to the plastic wedges. So stick around, grab a coffee, grab a drink, whatever it may be, and let's roll right into it. All right, everybody, let me stand out of the light here. So we got it clamped in our outdoor bench here. This is why you have an outdoor bench, is so you can do grinding work and you don't have to worry about sparks or anything. But when you hit this with a maul, you see how your maul is all rounded? There's no hard edges on it. You don't want to be hitting these these really weak mushroom edges. So we're going to take the grinder, we're going to take off these edges, we're going to reprofile it to basically mirror this. So you have two metal on metal smooth surfaces. You don't have any, nicks, pieces like that look like they're going to break off with one hit. So let's go ahead and get the cord and safety glasses and earmuffs and put you on a time lapse, and we'll clean this up. So as you can see, let me get out of the sun here. That's all you really need to do is just reprofile it. So now if I compare, oh, come on. Oh no. So I'm trying to do this with one hand, stay out of the sun. All right, so as you can see, we're pretty much done. Of course, we dropped it in the dirt, no big deal. But yeah, you just kind of want to, I'm not the best grinder. It doesn't have to be professional. It's just going to get beat up again, but you just want to round those corners off. So if we're taking our maul here and splitting it, you see we have a smooth surface, round to round. Before, obviously, as you saw, we had all those high spots and there were some cracks there, and you don't want pieces of metal flying everywhere. So that's all you really got to do is just to preserve. You can hit this with some spray paint, hit it with some oil, but yeah, you just want to take down that mushrooming and just reprofile it to match your splitting maul. So we're going to do that with the other one real quick, and then we're going to move on to the plastic wedges. Okay, so here's our other one we have. You can see here, it's got little pieces hanging off. It's ugly. Sometimes these go all the way through the log, so you don't want to have anything hanging over like that. That'll get caught up and it'll make it miserable to get this out of the log if it gets stuck, if it goes that far. So let's go ahead and put this one in the vise as well and start working on it. All right, so let's have a look. As you can see here, hopefully I'm not in the light. Again, just cleaning up this head here, getting rid of the burrs on the side. Relatively smooth. Again, doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be like machined, but just clean up those edges there so that way when you're pounding this through the log, you don't have any big lips that'll get caught on the wood. God forbid the wood doesn't split and you got to pound this baby all the way through. So yeah, that's pretty much that for the metal ones. Let's move on to the plastic ones. We can go back in the shed for that. All right, everybody, so we're back in the shed here. As you can see, we got our metal wedges all cleaned up. Now let's look at our plastic ones. Here's the difference. This is a felling axe. You see how skinny this part of the axe is? You do not hit splitting mauls with a felling axe. You hit splitting mauls with a sledgehammer or maul like I showed you out on the outdoor bench. Please, if you see an axe that's all mushroomed here, oh my God, send them a message and say watch Jay's video because you're an idiot. This metal here is not strong enough, not designed to be pounding metal wedges. This metal on this felling axe here, see this is my shorty that I carry on my belt, is designed to hit these wedges into the tree. Now if you look, your felling wedge and your felling axe should have the same profile. You see how this is all, there's a huge raised lip there. Obviously this one's bananaed. This one I pounded the you-know-what out of this one. So here's what I'm going to do. First of all, to fix this banana, I'm going to show you right now. All right, so as you can see, we really bananaed this one in the last tree we were in. So obviously, as you can see, we got our little ramp here. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put this in the vise and we're gonna work this edge down a little bit with a 4-in-1, like a wood rasp. That usually generally takes care of the front lips here, and then we'll move on to the back of the wedge. All right, so as you can see, we got our wedge here clamped into our vise. We got our vise all tightened down. Make sure you're wearing glasses and stuff because you don't want anything flying coming to greet you. But we're just pretty much going to use a wood 4-in-1 rasp. That's aggressive enough to, as you see, that's aggressive enough to take this edge down. So let's go ahead and set you guys up, do a quick little time lapse, and see the finished product. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. Just hit the underneath with a little bit of love, give us an edge. Yeah, alright. Let's have a look at it. See? Here's a factory one on the top there, and then here's our one we fixed up. So even though this one was a little bent, a little beat up, it'll still work. I always keep one, I call this my starter wedge. This one's got a obviously real sharp tip. This one's a little bit more blunt. But if I pound this wedge into the tree first, open up that back cut a little bit, then I can pound Bertha here in, Big Bertha here, and that'll help me knock the tree over. So yeah, better than throwing it out, just reprofile it a little bit. Doesn't hurt. You can work it more, however, depends, whatever you're comfortable with. Obviously, this will work. This is our starter wedge, but this can be our chaser wedge, I call it, the second wedge we put in the tree. So now let's flip it around and work on the backside. All right, so like I said to you guys before, pretend this wedge is in a tree. If you look at my felling axe, obviously it's got the nice round, clean profile. You want the same thing, just like the maul and the split, just like we did outside with the sledgehammer and this, we reprofiled both of them. You want the same thing. So these little lips here, you want to get rid of. So same thing we did with the front. We're just going to use our 4-in-1 here, wood rasp, and we're going to just clean up these edges a little bit, pretty much to mirror. We don't want any sharp edges. If you look at a factory wedge, it's tough to see because this one's got some miles on it, but it's got a rolled clean edge. There's no hard 90-degree edges. So let's go ahead and work this a little bit and we'll be back styling. All right, now that we're pretty much done, we're just gonna roll that edge around. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's have a look. We're not worried about the holes here, it doesn't matter, but if you look at it this way, it's got a nice clean profile, no hard edges, and bam, this wedge is good to go back in the pouch. So again, your wedges, like you can see, they start to mushroom over time the more you use them. This one obviously snapped, so this one's going to need a lot more work, but it's all salvageable. You can see I got Husqvarna wedges, I got Echo wedges, I got Wells wedges, I got all types of stuff. So you can see this one's a little bit fatter. We've already worked this one time, so yeah. See all this chainsaw marks? You can clean all that up with the foreign one. So again, that's pretty much it. All right, everybody, I'm pretty sure that's all the time we have for today, but yeah, let's just take a look. So we have nice reprofiled, cleaned up wedges. They look a lot better than, I mean, especially these will cut you when they get the lips and stuff. So now this is all smooth. We can throw it in our pack. Our felling wedges are all cleaned up. Like you said, like you saw, we did the back of the wedge, we did the front, we reprofiled that. So yeah, I mean, there's so much material here. Why sacrifice it? Again, you can keep what I call a starter wedge, a nice factory, nice clean one, pound this into the tree a little bit, and obviously these ones are a little fatter, but they're all useful. If you guys watched a couple videos ago, or however many videos ago, it took 4 wedges to knock over that big maple tree. So if you have them, you might as well reprofile them, get them to work for you. So anyways, I'm Jay. Appreciate you guys watching. Let me know what you think. And as I always say, leave a comment, hit that thumbs up, share this video. Really trying to grow the channel here. Having so much fun around here. So anyways, appreciate you guys watching. That's just a quick video on how to clean up your wedges. And yeah, we will see you out in the woods.